Let's find some trades. It is Wednesday, September 9th. We're 3 hours into trading. Got a nice little market rebound so far. Let's take a look at the market, see what it's showing us. We've got the market inching its way higher, very tiny candles, which tell me that this could be stripped away pretty easily. But what I like is we see the 1OP indicator starting to drift lower. I'd like to see it in negative territory while it's holding this compression. That would tell me that this is a bullish divergence and we're going to continue to go higher and fill in the gap from yesterday. I still believe that's possible. We are above SPY 338, and I believe that's a very significant level. That was the high from last February that signified the breakout that we had about a month ago. That was a support level. We tested it. We fell through. Now we're back above it. I think 338 holds through the course of the day, and I think that the market's going to try and fill in this gap. We're pretty close to it right now. So yesterday I'd mentioned in my video that I saw this early selling as a victory for the bulls. How is that possible? You get a big gap down and then the market is down again, but it wasn't able to take out that low. They tried to sell it late in the day and prices held up very well. That gives buyers confidence. When they see that, they know that there's a support level being established. 1, 2, 3 tests. Today, we rally up. We get right through the prior day's high with ease, and we get through that 338 level, and we've been able to stay above it. This certainly feels like a bullish trend day to me. So we'll be watching this 1OP indicator, and look at that beautiful cross in the indicator right there. Right there. That was a gorgeous entry point for us. We had a lot of members getting long. I also traded S&P futures from the long side. I made 19 points. Also bought some stocks like ZM. That was a nice trade. HD, really nice winner as well. So that's kind of what the market has in store for us. Let's go to the daily chart and try and get a longer term perspective. The next few days are going to be really important because they are going to tell us what's going to happen in the future. There are a few different scenarios that could play out. One would have been that the market continued to free fall. Didn't happen. I put that at a 20% or less probability. The other two scenarios tell us that we're going to get a bounce. In one instance, we bounce and we continue to grind higher and we take out the high. That's not very likely either, in my opinion. I would put that at maybe 30%. The most likely scenario is that we start to float higher and then the market hits resistance, probably at the 345 level, and then we gradually roll over and we start to test the low from yesterday. Before we get down to that low, we start to see some buying coming in, and then the market steadily drifts higher. Doesn't explode higher through the all-time high, but it starts to really gain some traction. That's when buyers know that this was simply a round of profit taking. Bullish speculators are flushed out, and that also is typical. If we look at this drop right here, we had the upper end of the trading channel breached, which told us that conditions were very overextended on the buy side. We had a sell-off, we had a bounce, we retested, and then now we started to grind higher. I believe this exact formation is what we're going to see over the course of the next month to month and a half. And you can see from June 8th till about July 15th, a little more than a month, about a month and a week. So 5 weeks, that's how long it took us to kind of recover from that little dip right in there. That puts us just before the election, and I could see that happening where the market floats up to the high and just kind of sits there. Now, there are a lot of things that have to play out if this scenario is going to be the one. We have to see constant improvement in coronavirus, less new cases. We also need to see steady economic growth. The economic releases have been good, but without the stimulus, we'll see if small businesses are having to lay off workers. If they're not having to, that would be very bullish. And then I believe that that scenario can play out where we just kind of grind our way back and float toward the all-time high. From a trading standpoint, we still need to watch for a few days because I believe that this bounce is going to stall eventually, and then we'll get a retest. That second retest and that second support level, that's where we can get aggressive selling out of the money bullish put spreads. Right now, we've got to be pretty passive because 1 point does not constitute a support level. So we got to be careful in here. I think that if you are swing trading, taking any overnight positions, we're going to need to see the market close on its high of the day. That would suggest that there's the potential for follow through tomorrow morning, another push higher. That would be good. So we want to close on the high today, and we also want to find stocks that have really good relative strength that are also closing on their high of the day. If that's the case and you've got nice profits in your day trades, then I think you can hold those positions overnight. Otherwise, I'd keep my swing trades pretty minimal right now, especially on selling out of the money bullish put spreads. I'll see if I can identify one or two candidates that might look good today. And let's start taking a look at the list that we've got here. I do want to bring up Dell because Dell's been really nice, and I know a lot of you were in on that because we had that Sunday night video a week and a half ago where I highlighted Dell, and I had mentioned to you that we wanted to take advantage of this breakout right here after earnings. Really, really good report, but we sold our bullish put spread right down here. 1, 2, 3 lines of resistance. That means that this is a bona fide support level. Well, look at where the stock came down to yesterday. Right there. See how that lines up? $62.73. Our short strike price is $62.50. We would have needed a close below $62.50 and more market weakness for us to even think about shutting that trade down. But I sensed that the stock was actually doing pretty well because we started to see some relative strength in the stock yesterday. What do you mean? Let's take a look at the daily chart on Dell. And you can see how the stock really started to rally up. You've got some moments of relative strength on the stock during the course of the day. Today, it's off to the races. So that out of the money bullish put spread in very good shape. We've only got a week and 2 days left on that one. And we've got about 5 points that were out of the money on it. So I think we're not home free yet. If the market really, really dropped hard, obviously Dell would get hit as well, but I think we're in really nice shape on that one. So let's take a look at some other trades, see how the market's shaping up here. That looks like a bad data point right there, so I would ignore that. And let's go through the list and see what's moving well. So right now, I'd mentioned to you, we've got a little bit of a bullish cross happening right here on the 10P indicator. I don't give these a lot of credence. I like to see it down below zero. I like to see a deep trough like that. Those are much better buy signals. But the fact that 10P has been dropping while the market's compressing, that alone is pretty bullish. That is a bullish divergence. So I'm going to be looking on the bullish side. We're going to be looking for stocks right now that are trading higher, and we're going to run this in the background so that we can compare the stock with the market. Amazon looks really good. You can see how it's chasing up to the high of the day. ZM is one that we caught early in the day. This is beautiful. You can see how this resistance level was taken out on a long green candle, and then we're off to the races with another consecutive long green candle closing on its high. I took about 3 points out of that one. A lot of members in the chat room were in on that. That was actually a member who pointed that out. HD. I like this. Look at how consistent that rally has been in the underlying stock. I think HD is one that looks good on a daily basis. It came back. We had a breakout right in here. We had a breakout right in here. Didn't quite get down to that 255 level, which is the 100-day moving average, and that breakout, that would have been an even better entry point. Right now, we've erased that long red candle right there. We're above it currently, so I think the stock is going to continue to rally. How do you play that? This 265 level right in here, I believe that that is a bullish put spread that you can sell below. So if you're looking for bullish put spreads, I like the steady grind higher in HD. They had fantastic earnings. A lot of people that are homebound are spending time improving their home. So sales have been excellent. Lowe's has also been moving higher. So I think Lowe's LOW might also be another alternative for you. I'm going to go into a search called Pop Bull. This is my favorite swing trading search. DKNG has been excellent today, but it's got to get through this horizontal resistance. So I'm going to click on GTC. I'm going to click on the top of that bar. There's my horizontal alert line. When the stock gets through it, I'm going to be notified, and that will set up as a nice trade. TME, that actually looks pretty good. What I like about it is look at this relative strength. You can see where the stock was last week. That's what it did Thursday, Friday, Tuesday. Hardly even flinched when the market sold off. And you can see that because the 1 OSI indicator that tells us how strong the stock is relative to the market was above zero. Really strong getting through this horizontal resistance here. Take a look at the 5-minute chart. And you can see how it had a really nice little pop here, and it's been leading the market rally higher. So I think TME will do well for the rest of the day. McDonald's also looking pretty good in here. Don't like this choppiness in here. I would like to see better. I would like to see a pattern that is like that, maybe even up, 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 and then way up. So I'm not getting that in McDonald's. DKNG, let's take a look at that 5-minute chart there. You can see that's really nice strength. And you can see how the stock is kind of back on track, but on a daily basis, I don't like it as much. So we're going to go into heavy buying, see what we've got here. I'm just going to be clicking through. And I'm going to start with daily charts because I'm trying to find a good stock to day trade. Microsoft's been pretty weak. There's HD. FDX has been really nice. Look at how that stock is right on the high. Didn't even flinch during the market drop. FDX is a really nice one. You can see here we've got this upward sloping trend line. That's what I would use as my stop. And you'd have to go really close to the money to sell an out of the money bullish put spread. So that 217 strike, that happens to be that low right there, 217.50 strike. That's about as close as I would go with a bullish put spread, and it would have to expire in less than 2 weeks for me to feel confident taking that trade. But you can see how well the stock is held up relative to the market. Continue to take a look here. DHR, nothing too interesting there. Caterpillar, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So here you've got a nice upward sloping trend line. You can see it visually. Comes into play right around the, let's say, 143 level in here. Stock has been able to move higher even with the market down. Cat wants to go. It's a choppy stock. I would not buy breakouts. I would buy pullbacks on Caterpillar. So I think Caterpillar sets up very well. Take a look at maybe one other here. And so far, TME and CAT, I would say are two of the better stocks that I've seen. And I also had one that looked pretty good. I'm just going to go right to it. I don't see it on the list right now. Lulu has actually been a little bit weak today. That looked like a good short. That's relatively weak. Going to go into bull run, see if I've got anything there. NEM, that is a gold stock. Let's see what it's doing. Let's go to the daily. Pretty choppy. Nothing for us there. I'm going to continue to look down this list. I'm going to put up one other stock that I noticed today that looked pretty good. I like this little Snapple chart here. You can see how it did pull back a little bit the last 3 days with the market, but it's right back up through this horizontal resistance level. You can see that at that $20 level, we've got a major moving average, and we have 2 points of horizontal support. I think selling a SNAP Snapchat $21 put would make sense, and I would probably try and do that no more than 3 weeks out. But I think if you're selling that $21 put naked, that could also be a nice trade. And look at that relative strength right there. You can also see excellent volume in it as well. So that's how we do it. We use the 1OP indicator to tell us when we should be long, when we should be taking profits on our longs, when we should be short, when we should be taking profits on our shorts. That's how it works. You can see yesterday on the 1OP indicator, there was an excellent opportunity to get short in here, and the indicator never gave us a buy signal until very, very late in the day, and then it gave us a nice little sell signal right there. So as you see that troughing, this would be a sign that you want to take profits on your short positions. So very nice short in there. Right now, it's telling us to be long. This market's going to continue to float higher because we have these tiny little candles I'd be a little bit careful. You can be long, but you want to draw an upward sloping trend line, and you want to make sure that the market stays above that trend line. That would be your stop. So you take that line and that line, and as long as the market keeps floating higher, we're all good. That's all I've got for you today. Please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of these videos. Also, please follow me on Twitter. You'll see that link in the description area. I post my pre-open market comments before the open. Today I was mentioning I felt that the market had a good chance to grind higher through the course of the day. I am looking for a bullish trend day, and I believe that we've got a chance to fill in this gap today. So stay long, look for those stocks with relative strength, and we'll see you in the morning. Thank you. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.